It's 1665, and in the heart of Derbyshire, England, lies a quiet and quaint little village. As pretty as it looks from the outside, this little village is fighting a very dark battle. A battle against the bubonic plague, also known as the Black Death. Join us on our second video on this story as we walk the streets where the Black Death once wreaked havoc on the small population of Eyam.
Hey guys, welcome to Mike's Life. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, what are you looking at?
Eyam is not an isolated village anymore. Those who live there now join distinguished visitors like Lord Hill of Luton, who come to pay respect and form a solemn procession.
The silence is quite eerie here in Eyam, especially at this time of the year. And with this terribly cold spell we've been having lately. I know we've been here before, but never seems to change. Hello guys, welcome back to Mike's Life. If you haven't been here before, my name is Mike, and I decided one random day to pick up a camera, start filming some bits and bobs, some interesting stuff, some fun things, and bringing you guys along for the journey. And today we are here in the village of Eyam again. Now, we have done a video on this before, so if you want to see that one, I'll have a video pop up at the end of this one for you to go and check it out. Well, yes, last time we didn't get to the boundary stone, which is an important thing we need to go and see, and we didn't get to see the Riley grave, so today we're going to do just that. We did go to Montpesson's well, which we are planning on going back to see today. That was a lovely, nice little bell in the background. But yes, it's raining, it's misty, and let's hope we can get some nice shots for you today, especially where the boundary stone is. I could imagine it being quite foggy up there. On the church itself. This is Eyam Parish Church, or the Church of St. Lawrence. So it is said Christian worship has taken place here for over 1,000 years. While the first recorded rector of the parish began his ministry in 1250, the buildings themselves date from Saxon times. So each year, it said, in the church they remember the events of 1665 to 1666 in a plague commemoration service held on the last Sunday in August. Now, the rector during that dreadful period of 65 to 66 was William Montpesson, who supported his predecessor Thomas Stanley, led by example the voluntary isolation of Eyam. These men witnessed the death of some 270 of around 350 inhabitants. They say that inside the church as well, there is a carved oak chair, an inscription on it, MOM 1662 Eyam. So it led to its identification and its rescue from a Liverpool junk shop over 100 years ago. Crazy. And yeah, it was used by both Stanley and Montpesson. And while a cupboard in the north aisle is said to have been made from the very chest which brought the plague-infested cloth from London. So moving on from that, let's talk about how the plague got here. So the history of the plague in the village here began in 1665 when the flea-infested bundle of cloth was delivered here for a local tailor called Alexander Hadfield, and within a week his assistant George Vickers died. Tragic. And just over the road there's a cottage which they call the Plague Cottage, which I think we'll go over and show you on our way through. So as the disease spread, the villagers turned for leadership to the main man who we was talking about before, Reverend William Mompesson, and Thomas Stanley. They introduced a number of precautions to slow the spread. Just see, I'm lost for words right now. Had to bury their own dead and things like that. But another thing I mentioned before that we wanted to go and see was the boundary stone. Now the boundary stone is where they couldn't pass from other villages, they couldn't cross that stone, and they had to leave food and all kind of resources there and not cross it. Heroes, basically, there really was. Whilst there was a 12th century church on this site, and probably an even earlier one, much of the present building is founded upon the work of 1350 and extended in later centuries and greatly restored in 1868 and 1882. So, yeah. No visible Saxon work and little of the Norman now exists in the fabric, although each of these periods is represented in two ancient fonts. If you'd like to see some parts in greater detail, like Catherine Mompesson here, and here is a memorial to Thomas Stanley. You can go and check out my other video, I'll put it on the screen again for you. I would like to see if we can get inside the church, just to see if we can find this chair that they found in Liverpool, and the cupboard as well. But this is quite interesting. This is the sundial, and it's a remarkable sundial of 1775. It's barely understood above the outer chancel door. There we go. Quite amazing, that, isn't it? And why the people of Eyam should ever need to know other than the local time, it's difficult to guess. But if you look at the actual sign, look. So it displays time in places as distant as Mexico and Mecca. Facing that is this incredible piece of history. This is over 1,000 years old, and it predates the church itself. So it's an 8th century Saxon or Celtic cross, and it's got a lot of symbolic carvings on there. And just for reference, I had to touch it. Now that would just about do it for here at the St Lawrence Church in Eyam and the graves. But like I say, if you want to see the cottages and some other details, head over to the other video. But now we're going to head to the boundary stone. Just going past this shop on the way up to the boundary stone, and look at these. So you've got the Plague Stout, you've got Mompesson's. I'm definitely getting one. Riley Gold. You're interested in these or not? That's what I went for. Bubonic Chocolate Orange Stout. Doctor's Orders Cherry Bakewell Stout. Just thought I'd throw that in the video because I didn't know they did that. So yeah. If you follow my other channel, and it's called Sapnin, I do reviews of beer, food, restaurants, all different kinds of reviews. So I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll throw us 2 videos of each of them beers. So on the screen now, Sapnin reviews. Which is just a little pan of the square bit here in the little village. Beautiful houses. If you decide to visit Eyam, there are plenty of maps around. And seeing as though we've never seen this plaque before, we thought we'd film it. So the home of William Wood, the Eyam historian. He was born December the 6th, 1804 and died on June 27th, 1865. He wrote The Genius of the Peak and other poems. That's awesome. Now guys, I don't pretend to be some mad historian who knows every single thing about this, but the way we like to film, and there's some great videos out there people have done, the way we like to do it is, as a family, going along knowing what we know, learning other things along the way, and doing it in kind of a way that we think you would do it, and then filming it for you, just in case you can't get here. You can watch our video and kind of experience it with these crazy kids. You know, but yeah, if you want something like that, then we're here for you. If you'd rather something more in-depth, professional, millions of loads of information, then there's other great videos out there for you. Rainbow on the right track. Maisie just saw a lovely Labrador. What do you call a dog magician, mate?
What?
A Labrador. Get in there, guys. Looks like we are pretty much here now, guys. It's just up the way there. And there are people sat at it, so hopefully we'll be able to get some footage, but yeah. Oh, it's beautiful though, isn't it? Now, after a little bit of a hike, it's not too far. We've made it.
Looks cartoony.
We're on the home run, as you say. Or the home stretch, should I say. Now, after a little bit of a hike, not too far, guys, if you want to come up here. And as you can see, you get a beautiful view. But here is the boundary stone. The kids are there. They've been looking forward to getting up here. So here we go, guys. Here's the boundary stone. It's crazy to think the people of Eyam, they couldn't cross this marker. This is where they could come to. How do you feel about that, guys?
Sad.
It's sad. It is. And apparently these holes, you have to be careful because it is a bit of a wet day and it's a bit slippy. These holes right here is where people apparently filled with vinegar and would drop coins in there. And I think actually you can see there are coins in there. So kids, do you want to put a coin in?
Yeah, I have 2 here.
Go on then. You're alright, they've got the wellies on. Drop a coin in. Good boy.
I'm just trying to
Have you got one?
one here, and then I'll put one in the well.
That's okay. Are you going to put one in the well if we go there? Well, we don't know if we're going to the well. We've been there before, haven't we?
But I want to go down.
Okay, pop it in. And while Maisie Rose is doing that, I'll give you another pan around. And we'll read a bit of this board for you. So, you can see how close we are to Eyam, Fred.
Yeah.
If you look back there, and you know, we're not that far, and they couldn't cross this marker. And the people of Stony Middleton, which is just down the way, would come up, deliver things to here, and they would put money in there, put vinegar in there, and things like that. It's terrible, but we'll go over and have a look at this. I'm just going to have to risk my nice trainers. The boundary stone. Eyam has become known as the Plague Village due to the decision made by the whole village to quarantine itself during an outbreak of the Black Death in 1665. They allowed no one in or out during the 14 months that the plague took hold, despite less than a quarter of the village's population surviving. The self-imposed quarantine did, however, successfully contain the spread of disease. The stone acted as a marker to separate the residents of the plague-affected village of Eyam from the non-affected villages of Stony Middleton in 1665. The stone has 6 holes drilled into its surface. It is here during the plague that money soaked in vinegar, believed to kill the infection, was placed by the villagers of Eyam in the exchange for food and medical supplies. And then we'll read this last bit as well. The boundary stone can be seen to symbolise the tragedy and stands as testimony to the villages of Stony Middleton and others who supplied them with the necessities to survive. Amazing. And then you've got all this stuff, what we saw at the church and the window. But we'll do an... It's quite eerie, isn't it, today?
The spirit of eyam didn't die with the terrible plague, which was carried to the village from London in a bale of cloth. There is sadness, yet from this sadness stems a homegrown pride.
We very much did get a lovely view up here. I will get you a proper shot in a minute, but I'm going to put a picture of the kids in first. I'll do a quick pan around for you. Beautiful place. We are now going to head over to the Riley graves, or the Riley field. I will tell you a little bit of that tragedy. It's incredibly sad. 27-minute walk. Here we go. Come on, you. Let's go. If it wasn't for Mr. Mumpesson, things could have been much worse. They acted quick, set some rules, set some things in place, and luckily that's all it did to this area, which is, you know, it's harsh to say, but listen, mate. Beautiful silence. On the way to the others, we just spotted this. Ludgate graves. The graves of George Darby, who died on the 4th of July 1666, and his daughter Mary, aged 20, who died on the 4th of September 1666. George's wife survived and died in 1674. So them graves right there, look. Incredible. Oh. How old they are, guys, honestly. This is so old that it's all gone. All the inscriptions have gone off here. Rest in peace. It's here on this house. Fran, do you want to read that out for us?
Ludgate. During the Middle Ages, this was the main road into the village. The male inhabitants had to take it in turns to stand, watch and ward. From 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. at a gate near here, and question any strangers wishing to enter the village. Mary Rowland, December 1st, 1665, and Abel Rowland, January 15th, 1666, died in cottages near here.
Wow. There above the door, Ludgate Cottage. Little plaque just on the side of the tree rooms, if you want to read it, guys. Everywhere you turn in Eyam, there's a new plaque, so there you go. And there's a plaque here for Reverend Thomas Stanley, the rector of Eyam from 1644 to 1666. If you want to pause that, guys.
No, you read it.
He wrote wills for a number of the victims. Only one is still in existence. Riley Lane.
Aww.
We're on the right track, guys. We're not far. Just here, you can see there's a sign. And we're going to head up there now to the Riley graves. It's a bit of a hike, so if you come in, guys, be prepared. Now, I know I keep saying this is eerie and that's eerie all throughout this video, but this really does feel very eerie, because just there through the mist is where the Riley graves are. So can you just imagine, guys, living up there in the farmhouse, if you can see it through the mist. Gosh, it's creepy, isn't it? One day she had to walk across this field and bury her whole family right there, and they all died within 8 days of each other. Now, you are allowed to cross over into this field, but just be respectful, guys, with animals, and there are horses on here. Are you coming over?
I can't.
Mummy will help you. I'll go back and get her, but Right here guys, the National Trust Riley Graves. Sacred to the memory of the Hancock family, victims of the plague, August 3rd to the 10th, 1666. Wow. Now the inscriptions on here are long gone. But yeah, what a horrible, horrible story. Even the plague, you know, such a big catastrophe, like it's a very well-known thing, but these smaller stories that come from that, of these families that were affected, you can just about make out the Hancock on the end there. And the 1666 right there. Goodness. So yeah, we just thought we'd come up here, pay some respects, talk about a day to film on here. I do live around this area and not far away, but yeah, it's crazy to have this on our doorstep. Something this bad happened on our doorstep. And as if by magic, this guy lands right there in the shot. And from right here at the Riley Graves, I think this is where we'll spend a little time. We've done a lot of hiking. Think about how lucky we are in life, mates. And yeah, we'll end it here. We was going to go to the well again, but we've been on the other video, so like I said before, head over to that video and check it out. But from here in Eyam, and with such a horrible, sad story. Love you, family. Go out there, make lots of memories. Learn along the way like we do. And until next time, guys, from Mike's Life, much love. We appreciate it.